Wrinkles, gray hair, and less energy, aging happens to everyone. But why can't people just stay young forever? Is there a hidden switch in our bodies that forces us to grow old? Let's explore the latest science behind this universal and often mysterious part of life. Genetically, each cell in our body copies itself over and over. Over time, little errors creep into the DNA, like smudges on a photocopy. These tiny flaws can pile up, causing cells to function less smoothly, a key ingredient in the aging process. We also have telomeres, protective caps at the ends of our chromosomes. Imagine them like the plastic tips on shoelaces. Each time cells divide, those tips shorten. Eventually, they get too short and the cell can't divide properly anymore. Proteins and enzymes repair much of the daily damage in our cells, but not perfectly. Over decades, damage accumulates. Think of a bike that, no matter how well you maintain it, slowly rusts with continuous use. From an evolutionary viewpoint, aging isn't just a mistake, it's part of nature's design. Species have limited resources, so when older organisms step aside or die off, younger generations get their turn to adapt and compete. This cycle fuels natural selection, keeping life on Earth constantly renewing. Imagine if one generation never aged or died. New, younger organisms wouldn't have room to survive or evolve. Without out with the old and with the new, life's diversity would stagnate. In that sense, aging and death pave the way for fresh genes and fresh ideas. Socially, generations passing on means new leaders, innovators, and thinkers. If nobody aged, society might become rigid, stuck with the same ideas forever. Aging ensures constant renewal of culture and creativity. At the cosmic scale, there's a law called entropy, saying everything tends to move from order to disorder over time. It's like an hourglass that never stops. Our bodies, like stars and galaxies, follow this rule too. Aging is simply our personal share in the universal flow toward change. Cells lose their prime condition because they can't escape basic physics. Energy spreads out, structures break down. Even our sun will someday run out of fuel and change form. Aging is just one example of cosmic inevitability. Think of aging as your body's maintenance schedule. When you're young, your system handles fixes swiftly, but over decades, maintenance teams become slower, spare parts rarer, and breakdowns more frequent. This ongoing wear and tear ensures we can't remain in mint condition forever. Some animals show slower aging, like certain turtles or deep-sea creatures. They give scientists clues about cellular protections, but none are truly immortal. Evolutionary biologists point out that aging can protect populations from disease spread. If older, weaker organisms remain in circulation too long, they might incubate illnesses. With natural turnover, diseases that rely on long-lived hosts are less likely to devastate entire species. In human societies, older generations pass on wisdom and culture, yet they also make space for younger people. This passing of the torch fosters societal growth. The inevitability of aging ensures knowledge moves forward, while new ideas continually spark progress. On a deeper level, knowing our time is limited motivates us. We learn, create art, take risks, and cherish relationships precisely because we sense life's fragility. If nobody aged, we might lose that urgency, that spark that drives us to strive and innovate. Emotionally, aging shifts our perspective. Younger people focus on building futures, older folks reflect on legacies. This emotional evolution within each of us mirrors the broader cycle of generations, constantly renewing humanity's journey. Could advanced tech someday freeze aging? While science fiction imagines cryogenics or genetic rewrites, real life is more complex. We might delay aspects of aging, but the universe's physics, combined with evolution cycles, suggests no species can truly escape the big picture of entropy and renewal. In cosmic terms, everything changes over time. Stars explode, black holes evaporate, galaxies collide. Our personal aging mirrors that universal dance, just on a smaller human scale. It's a reminder we belong to a constantly evolving cosmos. Aging might feel like a flaw, but it's also a blueprint that allows life to flourish. Without an end, there'd be no new beginnings. That cyclical pattern shapes everything from ecosystems to civilizations, making room for fresh growth and preventing endless accumulation of outdated traits or ideas. Our finite lifespans remind us to live fully, discover, love, and create while we can. Aging isn't just a sign of decline, it's a hallmark of being alive in a world where everything transforms. Growing old is not a failure, it's an essential chapter in the story of life.